The Undercountry Music News is an excerpt of the weekly internet broadcast Undercountry Music, which features music from great country artists you won't hear on mainstream radio, as well as a roundup of the most interesting country music news of the week without all the fluff. To listen and subscribe to the full weekly episode, please visit undercountrymusic.com or simply subscribe to the Undercountry Music Podcast on iTunes. Let's get into it. Now, I'm just going to cut right to the chase here, because it's time for the Undercountry Music News. The Undercountry Music News is the portion of the show where I, Neil Smith, go on to Google. I type in the search term country music news, and I go on to all the websites that show up on the front page of Google, and I cut through all the BS human interest stories. What does Luke Bryan think about sunsets over Bahama? And stuff like that. And instead, I get right past that stuff. I find the one or two good stories here, one or two good stories from this website, one or two from that website. I smush them all together into a big old spit wad, and I shove it down a big straw, and then I shoot it at your head while you're writing on the chalkboard, like a substitute teacher. If I go onto a website, though, and they claim to have country music news, and they got nothing but Jack Ola, I reward them with the dreaded Undercountry Music News Wet Belch of the Week, and it sounds a little something like this. I like that two-tone, little vibration towards the end, and then ending with a liquid bubble. Good stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. Over at CMTCountryMusicTelevision.com, Songwriter Red Lane has died at age 76. He has written songs for Tammy Wynette, Merle Haggard, and is probably best known for penning George Strait's hit, Tell Me Something Bad About Tulsa. Songwriter Red Lane, gone at age 76. Rest in peace. All right, now I'm going to report on a story from CMT, which is reporting on a story from Forbes. So I'm reporting on a story that's reporting on a story. Anyway, this story from Forbes is listing the top 100 highest paid celebrities, and it includes quite a few from the world of country music, such as Garth Brooks at number 6, making $90 million last year, mostly due to his recent touring. Who else we got here? Others include Toby Keith at $53 million, which is, he's normally at the very top, but this time he comes in second in the world of country, mostly because he hasn't put out his new album yet. I don't think he's really been touring, so that could explain that. Jason Aldean at $43 million, Luke Bryan at $43 million, Kenny Chesney at $42 million, Tim McGraw at $38 million, Florida Georgia Line at $36 million, and Zach Brown at $32 million. And Miranda and Blake are rounding up the bottom of the top 100, tying for number 95 on the list with $28.5 million each. That's a lot of cabbage, baby. Just in case you ever wanted to know. Over at Country Weekly, something interesting. The website now says NASH Country Weekly instead of just Country Weekly. It says it's powered by NASH. Now, apparently they must be under some sort of new management, and I looked to try and find details, but turned up Jack Bupkis about it. So anyone who knows the skinny on that, fill me in. All right, write me a letter, and I'll do a Undercountry Music mailbag session with you. All right, anyway, Little Big Town, they're canceling all their shows through the end of July as Jimi Westbrook of the band has had to schedule surgery to remove a polyp from his vocal cords. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Right. And moving along to Taste of Country. Maddie and Tae's upcoming full-length album has had its release date pushed back from June 2nd to August 28th. And here I'm telling you about this in the middle of July. Right? In a recent interview, the girls stated they wanted everything to be perfect. Now, that sounds kind of like a canned answer for other stuff that went wrong. But anyway, it's probably more true that, than they'd like to admit, though, seeing how the last two singles they've released since their debut smash hit of Girl in a Country Song, the two follow-up songs were both pretty much flops. I'm guessing that the pressure's really on right now if they can't deliver another hit soon. They may find themselves label shopping or relegated to the one-hit wonder category. For one, I really hope that doesn't happen. Also over at Taste of Country, they report that the Hank Williams biopic, I Saw the Light, is set for release on November 27th. Hey, we're going to scoot on over to the boot right now. And apparently Lee Greenwood has discovered yet another way to milk his one career hit, his patriotic 80s hit, God Bless the USA, by turning it into a children's book called Proud to Be an American. God bless America, people. All right. Hey, if Jimmy Buffett can, build an entire culture around Margaritaville, hey, why not? Lee Greenwood, God bless you. All right, over at the boot, they also have the video for Steven Tyler's first release as a country artist entitled Love Is Your Name. I watched and I listened. Absolutely nothing about either the song or the video stood out to me. It was instantly forgettable. Instantly forgettable, that's what you are. Yeah, it didn't do nothing for me. But if you want to see it, it's over at the boot. All right, Kacey Musgraves' new album, Pageant Material, just debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Country Albums chart. Have you been hearing her on the radio? Me neither. Apparently she kicked Willie and Merle off the top slot there. Have you been hearing Willie and Merle on the radio? Me neither. What's going on here? Both recent number 1 albums in country, and they are not getting airtime, people. This is grassroots support saying we've had enough of this BS and going out and supporting real artists instead of this fluff junk that Music Row's trying to cram down our throat. Rock on, country fans, rock on. And congratulations, Kacey Musgraves. This is awesome. Anyway, Country Standard Time. Dwight Yoakam has received the Country Radio Broadcaster's Career Achievement Award. Dwight, when giving thanks, spoke of the support he has enjoyed from country radio. He must have had amnesia for the past 10 years because I don't hear him on the radio anymore. But early in his career, he got some good support, and that's helped him a lot, I'm sure. So, all good. Anyway, good for Dwight. Rolling Stone Country is going to round out our news report for this week. And what do they got over there? Oh, they got the Under Country Music News Wet Belch of the Week. Because they got nothing. Nothing but the outgoing music from the Under Country Music News. Because this has been your Under Country Music News. Thank you for listening to the Under Country Music News. The Under Country Music News is just a small excerpt of the weekly internet broadcast Under Country Music, where I play music and have great interviews by lesser-known original country acts. Get on over to undercountrymusic.com where you can listen and subscribe. Stay under, stay country.